I want to talk about one thing. I mean, with our horses, and this is something that you kind of take for granted when you've got a horse that is really easy going and doesn't really matter. And a lot of times, you know, if your horse is hard to catch in a pasture, this exact thing will happen if you get them in a smaller enclosure. Now, all I'm going to do is just walk up to her, and I want you to watch her demeanor. If she's 100% wanting me to be here, she'll just keep all her attention on me and won't worry, won't change anything. But if I start to walk towards her, I'm going to say this mare, because of what's happened before, she's going to start moving. She'll move her head one way or the other and look away from me. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how, you know, this comes out in other things. So we're just going to test her out here. See that? See how she's just straight away tried to step away from me, and I just stepped back and said, no, it's fine. So I'm just going to walk up again. See that? So I'll go back over here and grab her. And that was good, because before I couldn't grab her when she was on the fence, let alone when she cut off the fence. So this is where I'm going to talk about how, so right here, I'll grab her again. I'm going to chase her off a little bit, then I'll bring her back around here and give her another shot. There. So I'm going to talk about how this happens a lot in a lot of other spots. You know, when a horse is not very comfortable with things, they always have a tendency of trying to hide themselves or hide their head or look away from it. They don't want to look at it if they're just not 100% comfortable with something. We see this with rope horses a lot, especially in the box. When they get put in a pressure situation, it's very hard for them when they're standing in the box to be able to just 100% keep their eyes, like horses that are 100% confident in what they're doing and on what they're about to do, their job. They'll be straight ahead, they'll be focused, they'll be looking at what's going on. But a horse that's not 100% comfortable and is a little bit worried about what's going to happen, you'll see them turning their head a lot in the box, and you can't get them to keep their head straight in the middle. And this is kind of the same thing what's happening right here. A lot of the problem with what was happening just then was because I feel like it's because I had the dressage whip in my hand. Now I'm going to walk up to her again and see what she does. See, right now she was a little bit antsy and she backed up right there, but she never looked away. So right there she did walk away. So I'm going to step back, grab her again, get her attention back here, and I'm going to just walk up to her again. Like, I'm not worried if she walks. See how she's looking away right there? So I'll just walk back and go, okay, well, you're not quite confident. And you see this a lot with young horses when you're starting them. A lot of young horses that are a little bit afraid of what's going on and not sure of what's happening, and they get worried about what's going on. They tend to look away a little bit. So here I am, you know, part of the way through this horse's training, and I know she was a little bit like this in the start, but I just have noticed her kind of getting a little bit. See, I really like this. In a normal situation, I would not want a horse to be up this close to me and on top of me like this, because I feel like you've got two different types of horses. You know, a horse that wants to be all over the top of you and a horse that wants to be way far away from you. This horse is kind of like one of them that wants to be a long way away from us. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of encouraging her to be in my hip pocket here a little bit, so to speak, just because you know, she has a little bit of trouble being up around, and her confidence is not up. So I'm going back now, and I'm not forgetting about the training. I'm still working on stuff while I'm doing this, but I want to just build her confidence to know that, see how right there when the pressure situation, in her mind, a pressure situation is when I'm standing on top of her. So I just want to not make a big deal out of it. I want to just keep building her confidence, because she has a little bit of trouble. Like, I want to be able to walk up to her and have her not look away. Right there, she's kind of, see, right there, I just kind of stepped back like I was, I'm going to back in again. I stepped back like I was trying to get her attention, and she took off. Her attention was over there, and she just got a little worried about it. So these are the little things now, like this. Oh, she got a little bit worried about that, so I'm not even going to bother about touching her. So I think what you got to kind of look at here is, how comfortable is your horse with you being in its personal space? I mean, this horse right here doesn't really have a whole lot of confidence, or is not okay with me being in her personal space. So instead of forcing it on her, I just kind of, now I'm making it her, this is where I'm making it her idea. Like, I'm not asking her to follow me at all. I just want it to be her idea. And I think it's great that she's doing it, because she's doing exactly what I'm asking of her. I'm saying, you know, Percy's, if you're, you know, if you're confident and you want to stay here and hang out with me, well, then that's good. If you don't, well, we just got to work on it. And, you know, this is what the part about training horses or being around, like in this horse's case, it's all a big building of her confidence and showing her that, you know, a lot of stuff isn't as bad as what she thinks it is.